Hello dear students, welcome to the video classes on programming language using C. I'm Dr. Chandrakala HD. In this video, I'll be teaching you single dimensional arrays from the chapter Arrays and Strings. An array is nothing but a collection of data which is of same data type, and the collection of data is stored under a single name. Say, for example, ಈಗ ಒಂದು 99 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ದು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ 99 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. So instead of taking 99 individual variables like number 0, number 1 to so on, we can take one array by name number and make use of its individual positions like number 0, number 1, so on, to store marks of 99 students. So such a concept is called as arrays. So in array, the data will be stored in contiguous memory locations, and individual elements of the array will be accessed using its index, or we call it as subscript. The lowest address of the contiguous memory location corresponds to the first element of the array, and the highest address will correspond to the last element of the array. So if you observe here, numbers 0 is the index of the first element. So in the memory, the contiguous memory location starts from the first element and continues till the last element. Last element will have the subscript of the final element. Since the subscript starts from 0, it will end at n-1. Say we want to store 100 elements, then the subscript will end at 99 because it has started at 0. So numbers of 0 corresponds to first element, numbers of 1 corresponds to second element, numbers of 2 to third element, so on, and numbers of n-1 corresponds to the last element. So depending on how many dimensions the arrays will have, they are classified into 3 types: single dimensional array, 2-dimensional array, and multi-dimensional array. So in the further part of this video, let's understand single dimensional array in detail. So single dimensional array is an array with one dimension. It can represent a single row of data at a time. To declare a single dimensional array, the syntax in C language is data type followed by array name, and within square bracket the array size. For example, if I declare double balance size 10, it means that I'm declaring an array by name balance and its size is 10. The array balance can hold 10 numbers of double data type. This is what this declaration statement means to the compiler. Now, how to initialize the data into the one-dimensional array? To initialize data into the one-dimensional array, we have to mention the data type of the array, name of the array, size of the array, followed by the values of individual locations of the array in a comma separated list, which is enclosed in a flower bracket. So here, double balance of size 5 equal to 1000.0, 2.0, 3.4, 7.0, and 50.0. This means that balance of 0 is 1000.0, balance of 1 is initialized to 2.0, balance of 2 to 3.4, balance of 3 to 7.0, balance of 4 to 50.0. This is how the individual elements of the array get initialized. So if you observe here, this is how the data is stored in the memory. This diagram shows the data storage in the memory locations. So there is always an option to omit the size of the array when we are initializing. The compiler will count the number of data items, initial values which we have written in the flower brackets, and that count will be automatically taken as the size of the array by the compiler. So we can always access the individual elements of the array by using their subscript, and we can initialize their values individually as well. So I could have also written balance of 4 equal to 50.0. It means to say that the fifth element in the array, which has an index balance of 4, will be initialized with the value 50.0. So always the index of array elements, the first element of the array will have an index 0, and the last element will have the index total size minus 1. For example, the array balance is of size 4 and the last element's index is 4. The balance is of balance array is of size 5 and the index of last element is 4, that is 5 minus 1. Whenever you require in your program, you can access individual array elements and use them for any sort of computation or assignment. For example, double salary equal to balance of 9. So here what I'm doing is I'm taking the 8th element of the array balance, that is indexed by balance of 9. Whatever value is present in this particular balance of 9 position of the array will be taken and it will be assigned to a new variable salary. So you should remember one thing: the data type of salary should be same as that of the array. So array balance was of double data type, so even salary should be of double data type. So now let's take an example program which demonstrates how to initialize an array, how to declare it, and how to output the array elements on the screen. So here inside the main function, I have declared an integer array. Name of the array is n and size of the array is 10. So n is an array of 10 integers. I'm also declaring two normal variables I and j in order to use as subscript for the array. Now I'll initialize the array elements for the array n. So I want to initialize the array elements as 101, 100, 101, 102, so on. So I'll open a loop for I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. This loop will execute whatever we write within the flower brackets starting from 0 till 9. So the loop counter will start from 0 and move till I less than 10, that is I which is equal to 9. And each time it will increment the loop counter by 1. So initially when I equal to 0, I less than 10 is true, and we enter the body of the loop. So till the condition is true, the body of the loop keeps on repeating. So when I is 0, what we are doing is we are initializing n of I, that is n of 0 here, to 0 plus 100. I is 0, so 0 plus 100. So n of 0 will get the value 100. Next we come back, increment I becomes 1. I less than 10 is true. Again we execute the body of the loop with the new value of I. We initialize n of 1 equal to 1 plus 100. So it becomes 101. Next turn I becomes 2 and n of 2 will become 102. So like this we continue. When n of 9 will be initialized with 109, next I becomes 10. I less than 10 condition becomes false. The loop terminates and we come out of the loop, and execution continues with the next statement in the program. So next we will output the array elements, the values in the array elements using another loop. The loop counter we use is j equal to 0, j less than 10, j plus plus. We could have used I also here, but to make a differentiation, I am using j here. So here in each iteration of the loop, I'll access one array element and print it. So if you observe here, printf within double quotes, I have written element followed by %d equal to %d. So element and square brackets will be square bracket and equal to will be printed as it is. The first %d will be replaced by j value and second %d will be n of j. That is the value at the position j. So in the first iteration, we get the output statement element of 0 equal to 100. So 100 was stored in n of 0, that is accessed. Next iteration, j plus plus, and the output line element of 1 is 101. So like this, we continue till element 9, which is equal to 109. And once j becomes 10, the loop terminates, and also the program will terminate because we have a return 0, which marks the termination statement of this particular main function. So this is how we declare, initialize, and output the single dimensional array elements. Thank you.